Russell Brakefield,
And what's your birth date?
8/22/27,
Okay. Where did you grow up?
in Haleyville, Alabama.
Okay. I know where that is.
Yeah,
Uh, and how many in your family?
there was 8 of us kids.
Wow. Where do you fall in that?
I was the next to the last one. I'm the only one now.
Really? Can you, where'd you go to high school?
Yeah, I finished school at Ensley, Alabama.
Oh, so you moved down to the Birmingham area, or Inslee.
We moved off of our farm. It was right out of Bear Creek, Alabama. We moved off of there in, I don't remember what year it was, but that's where we had about 50-acre farm we lived on and raised up on.
But then you came off the farm to the big city.
Inslee.
And did you graduate from there?
Yeah, graduated from Inslee High School.
So you must have gone straight out of high school to the Navy, right?
Did.
Can you tell me about that? When you did you enlist or?
I enlisted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you go for that?
Well, from there I went to Great Lakes, Illinois. That's where that picture's made of our
Yeah.
troop.
And do you remember how long you were there?
No, I don't. I hadn't even thought about it since I left there.
And did they just do general training, or did they have you specialize in a certain thing?
Just general duty. I had general duty. Seaman duty was mostly on the deck.
Okay. What was your rank?
I was seaman first class.
Okay. And eventually you found out you'd be going to California probably, and be you'd be
They don't ever tell you where you're going.
what ship did you serve on?
A USS Mazama, ammunition ship. It's the AMAZAMA, USS Mazama.
Yeah. Were you in California?
Yeah,
When you
out of San Diego. We loaded up in San Diego, California. And our ship, we carried 110 tons of ammunition to the South Pacific. Each trip we made was 110 tons. And we'd give it to the ships that was in that. That was the 9th Fleet. That was we was arming them up for the battle.
So you'd carry ammunition for battleships and cruisers
Right.
and
all of them,
yeah, all of them, I guess.
Them some big old bombs.
Where did you load up in California each time?
San Diego Ammunition Depot.
Okay, and then go out.
That's where we loaded every time.
Can you tell me about some of the duties that you had on board ship?
Well, you know what old Swabby does. He keeps the deck pretty, painted and chip it off and chip it off this week and paint the next week. Over and over.
Over and over.
Yeah, that's it. Has to do with all of the rope. We call it rope. It's line, and we had to keep all of them in curls, right, pretty and everything. Especially when the captain was coming aboard.
How long did you serve, or what? Do you remember what year?
All together, I put it in the Navy was 4 years. 4 years. That's counting the time before I went in. I joined the what do you call it?
Reserve?
When you serve at reserve, Naval Reserve.
Okay.
And all together was 4 years. Time of action was 18 months.
Okay. Tell me about some of the good memories that you have of.
Not too many good memories. I had some memories, but not too good ones.
Which is natural. It was wartime, so
Yeah.
some tough times going on.
My job when the biggest gun we had on our ship was a 3-inch. And when my position was, I had them old asbestos gloves on, and I'd catch the shell when it was fired. My job to catch the shell to keep it from hitting anyone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that could be dangerous.
Right.
What are some of the things that stick out to you when you you weren't typically close to the battles.
Well, we took a torpedo from a Japanese cruiser. Japanese cruiser shot and hit our boat with our ship with a torpedo. It didn't go off.
It did not?
It didn't go off. It was dead.
Wow.
Through prayer.
How fortunate.
Prayer saved our ship.
Did you feel that anything when it hit, or just hear a...
Yeah, they always hit early in the morning before you wake up.
So you didn't have much of an idea that it had even happened, I guess.
Didn't have no idea at all. It was just another day.
Okay. Well, very good for you. What about some of the other action that went on around your ship? And
well, there was a whole fleet of ships there that we were servicing, the 9th Fleet, and we was giving them ammunition, and it just regular routine days. We didn't think nothing about it, you know. Nothing exciting or anything happening. We had to get up and go to work every day just like I do now.
You were telling us earlier about how you load ammunition from ship to ship.
Yeah. We shot a line from our ship to theirs, had a gun that would do that. And they'd hook it onto their winch, and we'd had it hooked to our winch and theirs, and we'd back and forth. And so over here, get a load and pick it up, take it over there, and they'd take it off and send it back. We'd get another day and night for days and days.
Go from one ship to another, right?
Yeah, we did.
What about, I think I heard that there was a kamikaze attack.
Yeah.
Was that on your ship? Or one of your sister ships?
It's our sister ship. Well, two of them went up out there. When I say went up, I mean it blew up, and then they'd find them in just pieces of it.
Oh, the whole,
Two of them.
the whole thing.
Right. You don't have no survivors from them ships when they go up there. Every one of them goes. No survivors.
It was an ammunition ship like yours, right?
Just like our sister ship went up. Mm-hmm. USS AE-9, I think it was called the USS Mazama, went up. And another one, I don't remember the name of it. It's same as ours. Killed everybody on it. And 13 other ships that was anchored in the bay took it, blew them up too. 13 of them.
Oh, they were at anchor.
Anchored there, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It one of the ships, there was a working party that went ashore to get provisions for us, and they was going to bring them by and unload it with us with what we needed, and they'd go on to theirs. Well, that got blown up. And only had 5 survivors, and that was the men that was on the working party. It was 5 of them. And blew up and killed all of them except them 5.
Did you know any of them?
No, I didn't.
On the other ship?
Didn't know any of them.
Okay.
They don't tell you much when you're out there like that. They're afraid you might talk too much and say the wrong thing or something. They kind of keep everything quiet, you know.
I understand.
They don't want you to be scared to go on that cruise. But a lot of them did. When we first they picked our membership to go on our ship, there was a lot of the guys that wouldn't go. They deserted, and never did hear nothing else from them out of California. When we got time to go, they were not there.
Mm.
I felt that it was my duty to do what I could for my country.
Thank you for that. Now, do you have any of the other points that I should probably ask him about before I get to the surrender?
No, except that his mother had 3 sons in the service at the same time, which I thought was amazing that she was strong enough to survive that.
Yeah, so you had 2 other siblings in the war at the same time?
There was 3 of us, 4 of us in there at the same time.
4 of them.
One Army,
Okay.
one Navy, one Marine, and myself. 4
Okay.
of us. Yeah, praying mother.
How did they do? Did they all make it
They
back
all made
okay?
it okay. One of them got hit in New Zealand, got burned real bad. He never did get over it.
Hmm. What happened?
He was the cook, and the ship blew up. I mean, the stove blew up that he was cooking on, and burned him real bad. He's in a wheelchair the rest of his days.
Hmm.
And I don't know. Of course, you know, he's the oldest. And I didn't talk to him too much about it. He didn't want to talk about it. I didn't either, really.
Understood. So, 2 in the Navy, 1 in the Army, 1 in the Marines.
Yeah. I had 2 in the Navy. Me and one of my brothers was in the Navy also.
Did you ever get to see each other while in the service?
No, I didn't. They were in there before I was.
Okay. So another thing that I heard about you is you were invited to attend the surrender ceremonies.
Yeah, board of USS Mazama. I was there when they signed that peace treaty.
Tell me about that. That's pretty
Well, ain't
interesting.
much to talk about. You just go over and get. I was dressed in my white uniform, my white dress uniform.
Well, how did they? How were you invited to
The reason
go?
I was picked is because I'm tall. That's what they told me. They need some tall guys that would show up in a picture. And then when they made the pictures of it, and so they told me that's why they picked me.
So you're some commanding officers or your superiors on your ship
Yeah,
picked a few off of your ship to go and
Right.
attend.
right.
So what was it like? Take me through that. You know, arriving to the USS Missouri.
Really wasn't much to it. They just did everything kind of quiet. They didn't want you to talk about it, and didn't want you to talk to the other guys about it and all that stuff. Just keep your mouth shut and do what we tell you. And
Okay.
that's what I did.
Go here, stand here, that kind of
Yes,
thing.
we- certain time we'll do this, certain time we'll do that. But that was all, wasn't really planned that much because they just did what they wanted to.
You're on the deck of the Missouri,
Missouri was on the deck.
and all of the stuff. People start lining up, and you see the different delegations arriving, right?
Yeah. Well,
Can you? What did that look like? They had tables set up.
it looked like desk.
Okay.
Looked like it was desks like they have, you know, just sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
And it had desks. It had one for each one of those guys. O'Hare, Hito. I was standing pretty close to him, and a lot of things went through my mind.
Like
I
what?
almost ended my life right there too. I would have been glad to do it if I could have got permission. I would have. Been glad to. But I couldn't hardly stand it. Really heart touching.
So you saw General MacArthur, and
That's all MacArthur was aboard their ship. He come aboard the Missouri.
and let's see, who were some of the other Admiral Nimitz?
Yeah, Admiral Nimitz.
I'm trying to think of all these top Navy officers.
I tell you the truth, it's been a long time. I can't remember all of them either.
But everybody that was there, and they signed the papers.
Yeah,
Very formal.
right. Very formal.
Well, that's really interesting that you got to be there. I haven't met anybody else who
Yeah.
was there.
I signed up for Victory in 6 months. They call it V6. I was what they call a V6 Navy man because I promised them I would stay 6 months. They would discharge me 6 months after the war was over and let me go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they called me a V6. Victory in 6 months.
What did you do after the surrender?
Same old thing. Back to the grind.
Was it much of it back out to sea, or were you like in Japan?
No, I didn't go back out to sea. I come home on them. That's how much of the sea I saw after I got up through over there. It was just my trip back to Memphis, Tennessee, where I got discharged.
Okay.
Separation Center in Memphis.
So after you got back home, what did you do?
I went to work for the TCI, Tennessee Coal Iron Railroad Company.
Okay.
Had me a job waiting on me when I got back.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I had worked part-time when I was in high school there, and they give me my time in the service was added to that. Altogether, I left 9 years there and quit and went to work somewhere else.
Where was that?
It was a bad mistake. I should have stayed there. I had nine years. If I stayed there, I already had 9 years of service, but I didn't. I left and went to work for myself.
So when did you meet your wife?
Where and when?
Where and when?
Well, I met her. I don't know what year it was, but when you're young and you don't even have a camera, you don't have much time to do this, that, and other. You just take it as it comes from day to day. But when we met, we fell in love with each other and got married, and right away it didn't take long.
And what was her name?
Huh?
What was her name?
Sybil, S-Y-B-L-E.
Okay.
We stayed married 64 years.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. That's awesome.
that's a long time.
Yes, sir.
She's my sweetie, and still is.
Yeah, I'll have to. I see a picture of her before I look.
The mother
Before I
of my
leave.
3 children, and one of them standing right there. She's the oldest,
Yep.
Jeannie.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much